Hello, guys, and hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video here on this fifth channel of Devin-Foxy's Mario channel. That's right, everybody. I am myself. B is Golden Devin-Foxy Remastered, folks. And I also want to go ahead and say exactly is that I am the voice behind Toad, Wario, and then finally King Koopa and other voices more. That actually does relate to like pretty much the Mario characters and of course non-Mario characters. So I do want to go ahead and say that if we were testing or not, which I'm going to go ahead and try to test the mic anyway. So give me a second. Testing, 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 testing. Can you guys hear me? Testing, testing. Let me try to turn off the mic. Alright, so anyway, I did turn off the mic and turn on the mic anyway, so I don't know if we're good or anything, but hopefully as long as the signal bars does push, by the way, and hopefully they stay to be pushed, as long as they get to stay on the second bar or the third bar exactly on my phone signal bars exactly, then I hope it actually stays successfully. So hopefully it actually does kind of stay on there. But anyway, so, normally I probably would and actually make this conversation for everybody about season 3 of how I'm going to be mentioning this anyways. So, before I do kind of talk about it anyway, that this is only going to be about Mario plush episodes. This is only going to be relating to only Mario plush episodes. That's all I'm going to be talking about, and that's all I'm going to be mentioning about. So, if you guys do care to actually help on out to subscribe to this fifth channel, then I actually still recommend being appreciated for that, and also would say is I would be thanking everybody for that. Just a fair, honest way and a fair way to say how fair ways to make it a fair conversation. So, if you guys would like to do that, then we pretty much need your guys' help, by the way, because to my extent right now of how this is going to be all explained in most likely each category a little bit in this stream is I do want your guys' help. For those who are like true Mario fans of the Devin-Foxy's Mario channel, that's just my fifth channel, by the way, then we definitely need your guys' help to actually consider making the episodes happen on season 3. Well, normally the role is going to be pretty much staying the same, and most likely each roles are going to stay the same. But pretty much technically, I did say that there will be another villain that will still be named King Koopa, which of course that basically another role is going to be changed to be different at the end of the other episodes anyway. But more likely momently speaking here is I do want to say and actually will say right now is if you guys want to go ahead and help out this channel to actually get more episodes, by the way, for more episode ideas in the chats or in the live stream chat or usually in the comments, that's pretty much why I need your guys' help for like alternatively wanting like some ideas from you guys about season 3, which I probably do need you guys' help right now about that one. So if you guys can tell me constantly and instantly tell me about the episode ideas and names that I would love to do, then that's pretty much why that's why I would need your guys' help for this, because normally this is just a one-time thing. I need your guys' help exactly about like, oh, I have to like let you guys know that we need to actually make a conversation and make some ideas by getting more episodes out, by the way, in season 3, which I do intend to kind of actually see where this is going to go anyway and where this is all going to lead anyway. Like, the main story is, I have to say, to let you guys know that this main story that I want you guys to kind of understand, by the way, is that we do need, and I mean, we seriously do need you guys' help for season 3 to definitely be confirmed. So that way that we'll be able to have season 3 out, by the way. And yes, it's going to be the same on rivalry and battle between Mario versus Bowser scenario, and most likely for that again, which Yeah, at this point already, I probably am saying this anyway, that even though that the characters are going to at least do gaming videos anyway, besides having season 3 already out, which I know again, this is still again like another topic I want to talk about, just myself talking to you guys about how we need season 3 to be recommended and have season 3 definitely consider being jumping right in. So, as I can tell you guys already of how we need season 3 to work, like the only things I did discover, by the way, of how season 3 is going to be active and will be enabled is I want to let you guys know is like once like we do get season 3 abled exactly to actually be jumping in its course, then it means that season 3 might be confirmed in a good way and a very good confirmation of having season 3 been fully recommended and finalized of how season 3 is going to be active and how it's all going to be coming to play and how all of this is going to work. Like, even though I say again that it's kind of been a while for not like getting the seasons out, by the way, for this fifth channel, but as I can tell you guys anyway, that I'm about to tell you guys something very good. That yes, for once, by the way, I actually am going to say this. Like, once, like, however, with the season exactly number 3 is going to go down, that's just going to be on my fifth channel, by the way, then it actually does mean and fully mean that season 3 is going to definitely be happening at some point anyway. Like, sure, I know, like I said, that I've not really jumped out of the point by saying it's like, oh, when is season 3 is going to come out? Well, that's probably why I need your guys' help, the fans, for you guys to help me as myself as the creator of my fifth channel and my other separate channels is help, so that way that we'll continue like making episodes for you guys and continue more awesome memories and more amazing moments for every moment of the time of the characters' lives exactly, even though this is going to be like a whole new thing in Nevada, which even though that it's been like years or decades since, of course, that, well, technically speaking, that me and my plush characters were in Portland for a long bit of decades of time before even getting like 2 seasons out, by the way, in that time. But now, however, of how this is going to work out in season 3 is I think I probably need to try to think of something that is actually going to be pretty creative in season 3, which is going to be pretty creative. So, as I can tell you guys anyway, of how season 3 is going to be active and how it's going to be enabled, is I think I probably am thinking about some ideas that we might need to actually do to have season 3 out. So, I hope to say that once I do get the season out, by the way, of season 3, that I hope I can say, regardlessly, and say that we definitely need, and I seriously mean it, we definitely need season 3 to happen by any chance and by any possibility recommendedly as possible. So as I hope that season 3 does get ready to get going, and I do say again that yes, I'll try to do the same voices of the characters, and also there is going to be an interesting factor by the way, that yes, the characters I'm going to refer to who are going to appear to be in season 3, well, normally the characters of who and whom of who those characters are actually going to be appearing to be in season 3, well, it tells me the other way of the result that I'm actually am going to tell you guys who is actually going to be considered being in season 3. Well, normally I'm referring to like the new characters who were in the MET videos for a long time that actually did appear, by the way, that is actually going to probably be appearing. So, the characters I'm going to tell you guys right now of who those characters are actually going to be, showing up, by the way, is let's just say that the characters' names, well, I can tell you guys this exactly. The characters of who and whom are going to actually be appearing into being season 3 is going to be technically Bowser's minions anyway. The 2 new recruits are going to be showing up exactly in the season is known as the characters that is Big Mr. Bullocks, which is of course is like a big alternative version of Mr. Bullocks, but he's called Big Mr. Bullocks, which is a pretty big Goomba. So I'm gonna have to say, not gonna lie, he's pretty much like a big one. So That's all I gotta say. And yeah, it is going to kind of be like that, but more similar anyways, but whatever. And also, of course, Chain Chomp. Well, yeah, Chain Chomp's actually going to be appearing to be in season 3, so that's like an obvious choice, which that's pretty much recommended. And of course, Cyborg. Well, even though he's from like another universe in DC, which even though it does make sense anyway, to know why he would make an interesting fit a little bit in season 3, well, technically my version of season 3 on my fifth channel. Well, I have to say that hopefully again we're gonna have to see like an interesting story part of Cyborg a little bit, even though technically again it's gonna be kind of bit of a different vibe a little bit by actually seeing how Mario and Cyborg are gonna actually like cup her hand and actually get to know each other a little bit. Since of course I know that Cyborg's about like half man, half machine stuff. I know he's like that kind of dude, which he's just a bit of that kind of that dude. So that's all I have to say. And also, the real interesting question is that how interesting is Cyborg going to protect the Mushroom Kingdom and stuff. Well, in that category, and that reason alone is that, however, that, well, most good guys are pretty much a bit down short, which means there aren't any of the mushroom characters that aren't actually, like, defending the castle, most likely. So that's probably why I considered saying that there will probably be more characters like that in the future that remains, like, different Toad characters that's, like, with the color exactly, which I was actually looking forward to get a green Toad exactly, which I was referring to get like green Toad exactly, but unfortunately I'm not knowing the sure why, but that's probably my end of the question in this stick, which for me, I'm not really sure how I would voice Green Toad, but I think Green Toad might sound the same way as Blue Toad, not technically Yellow Toad, but I think most Toads sound different and similar to say that some characters have the same voice as Yellow Toad, and some of the voice sounds like my favorite character Toad and Blue Toad. So that is probably technically why how that voice is going to be probably be active or something like that. But as long as the voice is good, then hey, I'd say at least the voice is going to be good. So there's your guys' answers, and there's your guys' questions for how Cyborg is going to try at least to protect the Mushroom Kingdom for the first time ever in Season 3. Well, normally, of course, that Cyborg wasn't in anywhere other season than 1 or 2, because of course he was from the DC Universe versus world, so that's probably why technically he wasn't coherent to exist in this Season 1 and 2, so that's probably why he was another world, so that's probably why it makes sense. So, the next thing I do want to go on and talk about the next character of who and will be actually be appearing to be in season 3 is Lemmy. So, Lemmy pretty much is going to still be one of the Koopalings, which it is correct to say in my only extent that Lemmy, by the way, is going to be pretty much likely, oh, I don't know, he's going to definitely pretty much be part of the Koopalings of the family, which of course that he still would side with Bowser exactly, which it probably is going to make sense otherwise, that he'll probably be so. So that's pretty much like another interesting question, but even different and even better. So that's all I can tell you guys about that fact that Lemmy will definitely be a part of pretty much with the Koopalings and the family and pretty much with the minions itself of like Bowser's minions. I'm not like referring to the yellow ones, I'm referring to like Bowser's actual minions. That's all. Now, the other question that yes, the next character who I'm gonna be mentioning next is meet the Paragoomba. Well, here's your guys' question again. Why is it not Mr. Bullocks again? Well, it kind of does look like Mr. Bullocks, but it's actually a Paragoomba. And here's that reason why I prefer to call it Paragoomba, besides naming it back to Mr. Bullocks, that actually will be called is Para Mr. Bullocks, which that name probably wouldn't fit and that name wouldn't make any sense because I think that name would be pretty much be unknown classified reason to say is like, oh, that's like a basic stupid non-question that would probably be less of a question to say is like, bro, it wouldn't make any sense about saying is like, oh, Paragoomba would be named Para Mr. Bullocks. That probably wouldn't be a thing. That actually still wouldn't be a thing, and it probably wouldn't actually be likely to be a thing. So that's probably why I'd say that, yeah, that's not going to be a thing. That's highly as a doubt not going to kind of be a thing. So that's probably why I kind of denied it and said it's like, I'm going to like refer it back to its name by actually calling it Paragoomba. That's why I like calling it Paragoomba. So that's probably why I named it. So anyway, yes, Paragoomba will also join with Bowser's minions and will try at least to see if he'll be successful in season 3, which I think most minions did kind of fail during season 1 and 2 attempts that actually failed because due to the fact that Mario and Luigi keep trying to win all that half the time, trying to save Peach as usual, and try to do that every day. So that is pretty much why I'd say, yeah, that is completely not a surprise to most likely anybody's benefits. So that is pretty much exactly the point. Now, the next characters I do want to mention now, exactly in season 3, that the only characters I do want to go on ahead and mention right now is Cuphead and Mugman. So, about Cuphead and Mugman, well, I think they were sent into pretty much the Mushroom Kingdom, but yet I think somehow that Cuphead and Mugman, well, they've not really had met Mario and Luigi or their cousins exactly, which that's probably exactly another point as well. The same way as I mentioned about Cyborg earlier, was I think Cyborg might still get along with Mario anyways, because I mean, it might be the very first time for him to kind of experience a little bit about the Mushroom Kingdom and stuff, which I mean, it is going to be pretty realistically interesting to kind of see a fact by seeing a man half machine kind of like defend the kingdom exactly if Bowser's minions or however tries to attack the castle again or whatsoever, then yeah, that is pretty much like an interesting combination, but even a lot more different as I'd say. So about Cuphead and Mugman, well, as I will point out the fact about Cuphead and Mugman, let's just say that Cuphead, well, he's normally gonna actually try to figure out what's even technically even going on a little bit by knowing the facts by saying he's like, oh, he would have to figure out everything else what's even going on, by the way, by saying is like, oh, he's gonna figure out how he's gonna like meet Mario for the first time, and so will Mugman to meet Luigi, which is going to be a pretty interesting way to actually see two characters meeting with two cartoon characters that actually would make a lot more sense and clarified sense. Which, even though that Cuphead or Mugman have not actually ever been to the Mushroom Kingdom before, by Mario and Luigi's universe, which it is probably to known to be why that Cuphead or Mugman never recently ever met Mario and Luigi anyway, so it is pretty much like an experience thing to kind of see, by the way, and kind of full likely see what they're gonna have to talk about, by the way, since, well, normally I would say it probably would make a very interesting fit to kind of know how Mario or Luigi will ever meet Cuphead or Mugman, which I think Cuphead and Mugman are just probably still in the Mushroom Kingdom. Well, normally they, on the other hand, are just in the Mushroom Kingdom, which, even though I said no, they have not met Mario and Luigi, so that's probably why. It would probably be explained in a parody video, not most likely in a fight, but it's going to probably just be explained on an explanatory video, which will probably be making more sense in a parody video. So that's all I can tell you guys, that there probably will be kind of like that as one, but so far it's not been ready. And of course I might have to find the yada yada damn playlet of freaking damn thumbnail, which I meant to say I have to look for the freaking damn thumbnail. That's what I meant to say, was just literally find the thumbnail and just try to find it and then see how that will play out in its peak exactly. So that is your guys' question, that yes, Cuphead and Mugman will get to meet Mario and Luigi for the very first time. Now, the next thing as I want to mention about is Cheap Cheap Fish, by the way. Let's just say that Cheap Cheap Fish, by the way, well, normally the fish is always in the water exactly, which of course that's going to be true and highly true. So, as I can really say that there's zero options about like, oh, how it's going to try to beat them in land exactly when that's going to actually not work, which I think that's going to be a little bit of a hard explanatory question again about water versus land scenario, which I find it so funny, by the way, by saying like, oh, imagine if Cheep Cheep Fish was actually fighting them in the land, which was just so interesting. By saying is like, bro, that is like gotta be the most interesting idea I ever heard of ever since. Which even though it would make lesser sense to know why it would battle them on land, but no, I think it would not even be necessarily. It probably would stay in the water and would actually jump right out and just, I don't know, make them lose their power ups exactly to go down in their lives exactly and lose again. But that's all I want to talk about there is that at least it makes sense. And at least it highly will make sense carried on out to know how it will make sense anyway. So there's your question. Now, the next question I do want to mention about is Red Yoshi. So, about Red Yoshi, yes, Red Yoshi will definitely appear in season 3, and also I have a good feeling by the way, that cousin Mario and Red Yoshi will actually get along with each other pretty smoothly by the way, and will actually get to know each other by the way. That I think the first time ever since cousin Mario or cousin Luigi never got anything but Yoshis for the first time. But since now cousin Mario actually got a Yoshi, it's gonna probably be a pretty cool thing. It's gonna actually be like a very cool thing to have. And also, the other question that no, cousin of Luigi has not actually got another Yoshi, by the way, which I'm actually am looking forward to go on Amazon and try to like get another Yoshi for apparently about for cousin of Luigi's idea, since I know there's technically for Yoshis anyway. That man, the only Yoshi I might want to get for like considering to be with cousin of Luigi. Well, that theory, that question, I've never really had asked. Like seriously, I literally had never asked which color I would give cousin Luigi, by the way. But as long as I would give cousin Luigi a Yoshi, then at least he'll be happy to have another Yoshi, by the way, for the next first time ever to actually have one by Luigi giving cousin Luigi a pet. So it does mean it makes sense anyway. And oh, as I will tell you guys another interesting story, by the way, that I do want to ask that the story I want to say, by the way, that cousin Mario was doing amazing, by the way, with his pet that was with Red Yoshi. Let's just say that cousin Mario and Red Yoshi were having sorts of fun outside the Mushroom Kingdom, and they were actually like, oh, I don't know, doing stuff together and having fun stuff together, like, a regular pet owner and also pet would usually do. So that is pretty much the exact point anyways. I can say anyway that well, they did have fun by the way, and cousin Luigi was kind of jealous by not having another Yoshi, but as long he'll probably get one from Luigi, which is gonna actually be that no, it's not gonna be the fact about saying is like, oh, if light blue Yoshi actually would join with cousin Luigi. The answer to my question is that no, it probably will not kind of happen because let's be for real, let's be honest. Sorry. So I don't know why I'm always yarning, but I have to just like stop yarning the whole time. But here's what I'm saying anyway, and my fact. So the fact is that, however, with Cousin Luigi's scenario, is that once like another Yoshi that Luigi will give him, by the way. It's going to be like another birthday present that cousin Luigi will have, by the way, for technically Luigi to kind of give him. Which, even though I don't have another Yoshi, by the way, to actually be honest with you guys right now, I'm actually going to try at least to find some other Yoshis. Which, of course, I know there's like a yellow Yoshi that I think cousin Luigi might actually be wanting to catch or might even want to get. Which, even though he might want to get a yellow Yoshi or whatever color that he likes to get anyway, that is contently probably like a bit of a better Yoshi. Which, I meant to say constantly to get another Yoshi. So my answer is, I would say again, is that once like, oh, Luigi will give another Yoshi to cousin of Luigi, it means that he might have his own pet too, by the way, which is like finally, like four plumbers finally getting their Yoshis and finally getting them as their pets, which is actually considering to be a good thing, by the way. So as I can tell you guys already right now, that I'd say that, yeah, it is going to be one hell of an experience by seeing as like, oh, how the Mario Brothers and the Cousin Brothers are going to be like responsible pet owners to take care of their pets, which is technically Yoshi's as dinosaurs. So I just want to let you guys know again that yes, it is going to kind of be like that, but it's going to be probably be an interesting factor about that. So anyway, what I'm going to say anyway that yes, Cousin Luigi definitely would want to get a yellow Yoshi for the first time anyway. So that way that he'll probably get another Yoshi that actually would be probably pretty cool. Exactly, which even though he might still want to get one exactly, but it will kind of make sense anyway to know why it makes sense. But yeah, it will make sense anyway. It'll just make sense as it goes. But anyways, that being said, anyways, as I hope that you guys enjoy this video, please be sure to give this video a like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. And yeah, so as I can tell you guys right now, that season 3, hopefully we'll try at least to get season 3 aired exactly and get season 3 out by the way, which I think season 3 is close from being released just yet. It's only going to take some matter of time and pressure to know how season 3 is going to take, by the way, and how it's going to do. So, by the amount of the time, and the amount of the time, if it's only way to do any of this, by the way, of how season 3 is going to go, is that we have to just see what happens in season 3. And also, I do want to see you guys' ideas in the comments and chats, by the way, for like, oh, we need you guys' help about season 3, that we need season 3 being ready, or however, with more ideas that we might need to be able to discuss. So, if you guys do want to see more videos like this, then remember to give this video a like and comment and subscribe to the bell to be notified. And while you guys are at it, please subscribe to this fifth channel. It means a lot to this channel. So if you guys want to support this channel, then I'd say my only words again is the answer is please. Please subscribe to this channel. Like, please subscribe to this channel. So that way that will continue helping out and continue making more videos for you guys because we really do need your guys' help for how we need season 3 to be out by the way, or when the time is right for having season 3 being out by the way and being released. So if you guys want to help us out, then please help us out again in the comments down below or whatsoever. Just tell me what you guys' ideas are for many episodes that we need your help for. So yes, we would consider needing you guys' help. But anyway, that being said, anyways, alone, that I am Golden Devin-Foxy Remastered, by the way. And also remember is subscribe to my main channel and of course my separate channels, including my fifth channel, subscribe, by the way. So if you guys want to subscribe already, then please again subscribe. That would definitely be truly again the most amazing respectful terms and reasons I would ever be actually be happy about. So if you guys want to help out this channel and help out grow our channel, by the way, then please subscribe so that we can make more episodes of season 3 to have season 3 being released. And yes, this is only going to be about Mario episodes. That's what all we're talking about here. So anyways, this being said, here folks, that I will say this anyway, is I hope that you guys enjoy this video. So remember is give this one a like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. So that way that you won't miss a single video that comes straight into this channel of the fifth channel right here and now. So anyways, this being said, see you guys in the next video. Take care, goodbye, and I will see you guys as always in the next video. Signing right on out. Bye bye, everybody. See you guys next time and signing off. Oh, wait. Hold on a minute. I figured this out a little bit. I know what I'm going to do. Just trying to end the live stream, guys. Just trying to end the live stream.